Look at me go! Look at me go!
Sadie.
Oh my god! She fired!
No! No!
Yeah!
Vader, you can suck a fat one. Take this grenade.
I sucked
I
ass.
spent my whole time.
What's up, guys? It's Steve with Hap Gaming, and welcome back to another Hap Gaming stream. I am back in Vampyr, I think is what we decided on. You know, when I say we, I mean myself. Yeah, so we're gonna jump back in and vampire it up. Do some vampire stuff. I leveled up a little bit, meaning I went to bed and got in the menus and stuff because I didn't want you guys to have to sit here and watch me dick around in the menus if you didn't need to. Yeah. Got a quest. You go to Whitechapel, not White Castle, so it's not as good. This guy's got a headache. Anyways. I don't need to go in here. Let me just jump out my rando door that I left open for any vampire to come in on me. Get me. I don't know what the shit about what I'm doing in here. Up that a little bit so you guys can hear me. There you go. Yes. I don't think this other thing is capturing audio, though. Let's see what it says. How about now? Yeah, there we go. Now you guys can hear the video game. This is capturing out of the right port. Good. Alright. Whoops. So I gotta go this way.
Die!
Turns out when I didn't switch my weapon last time. Oh, so I was kind of shitty at everything. But now I have this giant club. And I can just beat the fuck out of guys. And it doesn't matter. Right there. Nom, 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 nom.
I have this
Thirst for blood. A creepo too. It's like another hidey hole? It is. The Vampire Club. I want to join the Vampire Club. Do you think vampires hide in dodgy areas and the hovels of London? No. They hide in the highest clubs and fancy houses of the West End. Fancy House. I subscribe to Fancy House magazine, and it makes me jealous every time I read it. Of the West End, I know for a fact that some of them rule the empire in secret. They have a club, they have public figures, they have balls. They have balls. And fancy parties. They aim to control the country and our destinies. Let's reveal them for what they are, greedy enemies of mankind, born into this world to bring us all into the eternal darkness of hell. You know them, but you don't dare to pronounce their names. I will soon, and everybody in London will know the name, the Vampire Club. So yeah, there's a. I bet you that guy's also going to tell us about how the Earth's flat and the government's run by lizard people and other shit. If Erik was here, he'd be able to tell you all about that stuff. Excuse me, sorry for burping. I can build that. I'm good. Oh wait, can I like upgrade my weapons here? Make my club better. Need a leather rod. Oh, lead rod. Thought that was weird. What else can I do in here? Just like blood drips everywhere. Yeah, we're like vampires and shit, but seriously, like, clean up after yourself, man.
It's locked, all right.
Aw, fuck off. Have to open it from the outside? Who the fuck opens the door? Stupid. So...
It's locked.
everything's locked around here. It's messed up. Let's see. I need to get over there. So I need that path right there. I need to take that bridge. I need to go back to the hospital. Okay. This isn't the one that had like the dude that wanted to shoot me in the face, was it? Sounds like we got more vampires over here. Let's go look at what's over here. There he is. Get this trash can real quick, sorry. Yeah. What up? Fuck. Oh, I missed it. Oh my god, that guy is a level 18. Why would I try to fight that? I really need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Please go back. Yeah, go back to your home. I apologize, sir. You're a better vampire than I am. And 12 over there, 18 ferocious skull there, 11 there. Well, I can take a 9 way better than I can take a That guy's got a machine gun. Is that like a garlic bomb?
Bloody monster!
Screw you guys. Because I think I'm screwed. That's why I said that. Um. So, why could I go in here? I can definitely go through that door.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
I comment on it every time I eat a rat. I mean, seriously.
I have this thirst for blood.
For rodent blood. I love it. Oh wait, I don't think I got any lead rods out of that shit though. I don't want to go that way. I gotta go this way. You idiot. Ate a rat instead of stunned him like I wanted it to.
I have this thirst for blood.
Talked about this before.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
This is my first patrol. I don't want to kill you yet then. Look at this buddy over here.
Let's be on your way home.
Oh fuck, there's three of them.
Away, sir. Elite! Die, vermin!
God, I've had that invisible thing. go.
I cannot enter.
Okay. What did that say? Do not open after 9.
It's locked.
How the fuck do I get to the other side? I don't even have to go that way. I have to go this way.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
The army needs you. What is this? Ah, go in here. Sure why I want to, but I can. That dude's dead.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert! Stop it!
Ooh.
Not me.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
What happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything. It ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this.
Not a very good soldier if he missed you
Perhaps
that
you could help
close.
me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
Fatigued.
I will see you later. Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
And Palmer. Ah, they're brothers. Okay.
Me? I'll not
What?
die in some
Shooting a
piss
boy
stick
in the middle of the
alley.
street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
What can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
The wet boots will be proud of me.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you later. Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's just a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
Whatever the boy did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers,
Erik!
Private.
What's up, man?
From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they
You missed
sent
it,
me
man.
back to the
I
front lines
found
with
a,
handful of tablets.
flyer for some crazy guy who says the vampires are ruling the world and stuff like that. I kind of felt like you should have been here, like talking about the aliens and the lizard people and flat Earth and shit.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
A gun, alcohol, and a bad temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
The wet boots will be proud of me. Me? I'll not
Let's
die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
go this way. Oh, there's the lady.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir.
Why are you out by
Are you
yourself?
interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Oh, I don't have a lot of money. What do I have to sell? Use this shit.
The Swanborough cordial will be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Okay, stop walking onto that. Okay.
When science fails you, this elixir will give you faith again.
Oh, is this where I'm supposed to go? I was trying to go into a hideout. Loading screens. A lot of blood here. I guess this is a hideout. It's just I have to clear it out, huh? Everybody's dead. Okay. There's a safe. see if I have anything to break down. Need something for fatigue. Something for a migraine. I don't think I can make anything for a migraine yet. There you go. Level something. So now this person's here. I can't cure that damn migraine, but I can cure that fatigue. And then maybe I'll munch him. I want to cure this guy's stuff, though. That's a whole lot of experience right there. Still loading. I'm loading, guys. Fuck am I?
This is despicable.
Okay, where's that asshole with the fatigue?
The wet boots will be proud of me.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now piss off.
I don't like this guy too, so
Do you need assistance?
Please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Do you need assistance?
I'm all right, but if you fancy giving me the medication, I can put it to good use.
I feel like anybody's here. What's up, Tammy? Hey, so... Oh, yeah, okay, I have to take him to place. Nom 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 nom.
No, not now. Not me, please. I'll be good.
Got a gun. Yeah, this district already sucks anyways. No, this is like the place. This is a building, or not a building, but like an area, like an outside area called Whitechapel. Looking for a way to make
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu
some
is
migraine
no match for
medication.
the Swanborough cordial.
Well, let's see what this lady has.
Good evening, my dear colleague.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
We're not in the
When
sewer again.
science fails
We were
you,
in the sewer last time.
this elixir
This time we're in Whitechapel,
will give you faith again.
close to White Castle. I'm gonna go get some burgers later. Right now I have to figure out how to make fatigue medicine or migraine medicine and go cure a guy and then eat him. Because it's got good experience. Hello?
What?
Housekeeping?
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for
Bad
Nurse
for him to
Dorothy
open the door
Crane.
when everything's
There
all
is no
fucked up.
Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Where do I go for that? Whitechapel. I mean, it's probably on a Fallout.
strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
So. He's got bronchitis. I can also cure him.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Goddamn Joe Peterson.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap?
Well, yeah,
as
I
long
did
as
say
I can
unusual.
remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Right then. Show me what you have.
Show me what you got. Oh, okay. Look bad. That's it. Oh, I just can't sell that one. Okay.
I should never have taken up.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your
Name's
service,
Colossus
sir.
Joe. I am at least like 2 feet taller than he is. Okay, at least a foot taller. 2 feet. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Ah, the wet bandits.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose your focus, do you? Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Oh, he's tired. I can't. Freaking move.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He has no relatives at all?
No. Except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
So I gotta go talk to this other guy. Who's the preacher?
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son.
Father
Father
Tobias.
Tobias Whitaker is always happy
He's
to teach
Father
mortals about
Tobias.
the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan
He's just
Reed,
gonna tell you
and
about
I
the
just have a
Armageddon.
few questions.
A
And the wee
science?
little leprechauns running around also.
You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients. It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fibre.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Man, I want to eat this guy. He's too strong-willed, though.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I sent him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this
I didn't know about
so-called
it.
Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled.
Quite a judge.
But you...
I am. Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Fire is just the instinctive answer of a caveman facing something he does not understand. This is the 20th century.
Your lack of faith is predictable. But my task is to convince rational minds like yours to see the light. This is God's will.
You're mad and dangerous. You're nothing but a soulless butcher. A small-time Torquemada. The Savonarola of Whitechapel.
My son, if you think salvation is a free gift, go listen to the lies of that pompous fool, Joseph.
Joseph, a fool?
Vicar Larrabee of St. Mary's Church. While he continues preaching his fraudulent redemption, more and more people die in the streets.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Who's this bastard? Is this that idiot that he sent over here to...
Good evening, sir.
Preach?
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the arid hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox. The stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Alright, so he's a commie.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
She's got a black screen when I talk to her because she is a mute, I'm assuming.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Tell me about Richard Nethercote. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. You don't seem to need my medical attention for now. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Huh. There's like 14. I'll not deal with him. Find this mailbox. Said he was behind the chapel, though, or the. see any other damn mailboxes. Who's that guy?
You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
What? Okay. Guess let's look at the map. Find the letter in the mailbox. I'm going this way. Not sure why I can get up here. Trash can. Ah, okay.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
You are blinded by your false.
Oh, I was like, wait.
Imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Can I level my mesmerize up? How do I do that? Do I have to be level 10 to do that? Let's go to this. Fucking loading screens though. Go. Okay. Somebody needed a cure for cold. I thought there was a fatigue person too. Make both those. enough for it. Damn. Okay. How do I raise that up? Everybody here is getting sick. Okay, what am I missing? No, it can't be a girl. That guy's gonna die, I guess. I don't know. Loading screens suck. So many of them in this game.
I have this thirst for blood.
Yeah, we've talked about this. You got a creepy thing for rats.
I can't believe I'm doing this. How are you, Mr. Palmer? You seem better?
They killed Albert, you know? Fucking wet boys.
I see.
I should have looked after my Albie better. But the wet boys will pay. I swear they will pay.
You don't seem well, Benjamin. Do you need any help?
I always feel ill, sir. It's like I'm never right.
I will see you later. Take care. Goodbye for now.
I was the one who killed this boy. Kid was an asshole.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Anything in here to steal? Going to the dispensary. She's gonna sell some weed.
It's locked, all right.
I don't know if I'd leave the door open at all. Or the window. A lot of blood up there. Helping the poor, helping the sick and poor, but I'm gonna steal all your shit too. Oh, should I be looking at all those letters that I have? Let's see. I feel like this could be more useful. look through all this real quick and make sure it's not going to give me some hint on somebody.
So, Mr. Hook and Nurse Hawkins are an item.
There we go.
Those two have hidden their affections well.
I think that might be a vampire over there.
I need help!
Yeah, I'll be there in a second.
He's going into convulsions, Doctor!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily, high fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain, diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I had to do that.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor!
Cardiac massage, now.
Cardiac... What? Are you making this up as you go along?
Yeah.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
New clients, new citizens available to kill.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
What the fuck was that? This motherfucker just killing people?
Watch out! Bloody leech! Oh, that's good smart!
Did you just like kill the people laying on these beds? What a pile of shit.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top! Leech
I'm not mean, I let her live.
He's dead!
And this way she can still continue to help people. She just isn't gonna blackmail people.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in. If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go.
We've not been...
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and...
I don't need treatment for that.
Did you refuse to publish?
Yes. His manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man...
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything you...
I do not believe...
Oh. Where'd you do that?
So Dorothy's real name...
Like myself and many people in this area.
She seems important.
More than you can imagine.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children?
Who knows?
Don't be embarrassed, sir.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like...
This war won't...
No. I have taught strength.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I had something on her.
Good evening, my...
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure a common cold, and you know it.
The Swanborough's cordial's secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, You could be murdering your customers, who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
Well, as it is a placebo of sorts, perhaps it may have some positive effect.
See? You have to admit I'm doing some good.
Goodbye, Miss Swanbrook.
All right.
The gangs are a threat to everything we
What
hold
that guy's
dear.
doing? Making weird, crinkly, gross noises on the wall.
What we need is protection, not extortion.
Where does that take me? Yeah, don't want to go over there yet. Yeah, that's where I murdered that kid. He's a piece of shit. Oh, dicks, there's a werewolf here. Just a little snack.
This is despicable.
Come on. Nom 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 nom.
I have this thirst for blood. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy!
Yep.
Too strong! Where's it gone?
Ow. Okay, walk onto the guy I'm trying to run onto, please. bullshit.
Die, vermin! Let's see how it likes a bit of fire! Burn! Die, vermin! Die, vermin!
This guy's not as well protected. Oh, there's another guy. Dicks. What is this? Yeah, that's right way. Still not going against that guy. What do we have here? We got somebody at fatigue, 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 fatigue. Just make as much fatigue medicine as I can. How much do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. And then what was the other guy? This guy's got a headache. Do I have the headache medicine? Of course I don't. Okay. She might actually give me more experience. Where is everybody? Okay, he's healthy. Who needs the meds? Anybody upstairs? You're good, you're good. There's something shiny over here. God, close these damn doors. Turns out, can't get there from here. Let's try over here. What do you got? You the fatigue guy?
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Rick.
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure...
Don't think you can do much about it.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn.
See what this guy's doing. Doing
You
weird
don't
shit?
mind if I search your pockets?
Ah.
Do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you.
Sure, that's a huge wallet.
You see, no one has claimed your body, sir. So it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables.
This guy's a
I will not
creeper.
forget you, sir. And I thank you for your generous donation.
I thought he was a good dude. He's tired. Oh, shit. He's tired.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Are you tired? You are tired. Take some
Do you
medicine.
need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory.
Are you thinking about something in particular? Why do you wish...
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be
I really hope you're right about
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his
Tell me,
Strickland.
Are you thinking...
Harvey Fiddick.
And
rivalry? I guess you could...
What do you think of Dr. Tippett's opinion of your promotion, Waverly?
Tippett is a good practitioner. Maybe just a little too attached to his prestigious position at the Pembroke Hospital.
Really? That's exactly his diagnosis of you.
He has the right to think so. But I deserve this
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Alright. Who else needs some meds?
I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Mr. Fiddick does.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr.
You seem worried about the safety of your...
I cannot give up on my children now.
What about their mother?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids.
Tell me more about the...
1915. I was in the army.
What happened? I'm sorry for your loss. So many...
I would like to say that she didn't suffer.
How are your children?
Oh, they were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my...
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in it?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that?
Unfortunately, you are not the...
Perhaps you're right, Doctor.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Gotta cure all these people. Want at least one safe place in this fucking area.
It's locked, all right.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
How dare you steal...
These people are dead, sir.
You may be right,
But if ever I have to go to jail, I'm sure I'll find a way.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity...
Don't take too many risks with your health.
And that is a good thing.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Alright. We got a couple more people to heal. Talk to Ashbury, and then I think we'll be done for tonight. Is that Brannigan's mom right here? Whoops.
Good evening, Nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
You knew shit about her?
Do you require medical...
I will be fine.
Nurse.
I'll try, Doctor.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Why are we loading? Talking to a dude.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Tell me why you're extorting money from some of the patients here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral scam?
Funny you should ask. The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow we may be fighting for food.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. Well, thanks, anyway.
Goodbye, Milton.
You load? Oh, amazing, you didn't load. Alright. Did I get everybody? Everybody cured? I don't have that. Oh, that lady. I guess I should go and cure her too. Gotta get this, keep this place safe.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you require medical...
Do you know your...
Despite...
Well, at least your reputation.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
heal 10 citizens. Do know those people are doing weird shit, so if I go outside, I wonder if they'll do that weird shit. Also, let's see if Pippa has anything new.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening,
Pippa, are you sure?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital...
Maybe you're right, but at the moment, I feel like
What steps are you prepared to take?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets now.
And what about Milton Hooks?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough...
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the...
Milton cheats patients out of the...
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful?
No. It is my...
Why do you do...
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are all...
You put a price...
Report me then, Dr. Reed. Report the...
Whose idea was...
What difference does it make?
Answer my question.
It was my idea first. Even though Milton would say it was his.
Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawk.
Go talk to Ashbury and get the fuck out of here.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
Hiding your true appetites behind a facade of compassion. Bravo. Very clever indeed.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway, I have concluded my inquiries concerning your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady, the blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about vampires or your current situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
Why does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London vampire society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
And no one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
Very well. But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And it would suck if you got
Why
turned
did
into a
you
vampire
save
when
me
you're
in
old
the
as
canning
fuck.
factory?
Or like a little
I could
kid, like
hardly
interview
stand
vampire
by
thing.
and watch such a promising young blood as
Like
yourself be
Defender's
torn
talking
to
about.
shreds by some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So some Bram Stoker stuff.
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
A vampire? Is that what I am?
We just finished talking all about this and now you're saying that?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
Are you an Ekon too?
No, I'm a vampire.
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
Once glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
You make them sound like some sort of cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Looks like home. Looks like home.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
Is that all about
I bid
her?
you farewell.
Right.
For now, my lady.
I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first.
I went the wrong way.
It's locked.
Light stamina. Just to have them.
Razvan Vasily was infected by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Scowls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu? I should talk to Dr. Swansea about it. The flower's dying. It needs water.
All right. Now we're on to chapter 3. But right now, we're going to end it. Done. Thanks for watching. Put that up there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you guys like us on Facebook, facebook.com/HeroicAdventure twitch.tv/HeroicAdventure, mixer.com/Turkadur, and twitch.tv/TurkadurPlays. You can also follow us on Twitter @HAP Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter @Turkadur. You can follow Eric on Twitter @QuickandSevere, Kelly on Twitter @SugarSnuggles, Jason on Twitter @Unbelievable1, and Ricky on Twitter @FurryTwitterballs. You can also email us at Steve, Eric, Kelly, Jason, and Ricky @HAPGaming.com. Each one of those names individually @HAPGaming.com. You can find all the stuff I've been saying in the description on youtube.com/HeroicAdventure and twitch.tv/TurkadurPlays. Thanks for watching, everybody. Join us on Saturdays. We talk about The Watch. 7 o'clock Pacific Time, PM, on youtube.com/HeroicAdventure and all those other things I said before. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys on Saturday.